Hello and welcome, I'm Nito the GNTG and welcome to Raging G. In my search for this year's Halloween, I saw some good horror comics, some bad ones and some terrible ones. But one that I didn't see until recently was one that had Batman in it. It was released in 1989 and even though at the time it wasn't considered a big success, currently is considered one of the must-read stories of the Dark Knight. So, let's see Arkham Asylum, a serious house on serious Earth. The story was from a newcomer at the time. He submitted in 1982 a story involving the Justice League of America and Jack Kirby's New Gods, but they rejected it. After that, he wanted to write for an unknown character at the time, Animal Man, and a small Batman one-shot. But this time, they accepted both of his proposals. He prepared a small script that many professionals in the comic industry laughed at it, because it contained heavy amounts of symbolism and many psychological horror elements. And as they said, it was to a comical point. But he continued writing, adding stuff and refining the story. So, from a 48-page that was the initial pitch, became a 64-page. And after that, it moved on to be a 120-page because the artist wanted more pages, so he could draw in the best possible way. The name of the writer, Grand Morison. He took inspiration from The Dark Knight, Watchmen and many more, and took 1 year of research to complete the story and 1 heated month in order to write it. The art was made by McKean and he prepared 100 pages of art and each one is magnificent. But for now, let's focus on the story. It's a fairly simple one. The inmates of Arkham escape, Batman goes in to stop them and put them back in their cells. Simple enough? Simple enough. But it's more. Oh, it's so much more. You see, first of all, the beauty in this book is in the dialogues. The book contains 2 stories that come together at the end. The one is from the person behind the asylum, Amadeus Arkham, and his own path to madness that began with his mother when he was a kid and at the end to his own, when he had to be locked in his own asylum where he died. On the other hand, we have the story of Batman going to the asylum and walking his own path of madness, where the Joker made the inmates to chase him and each one is reflecting to their madness, how the asylum affects them and how it reflects back to Batman. The visual contains a lot of visual storytelling and the art of McKean, as I mentioned before, is brilliant. It contains an absurd amount of different styles, from pencil drawings to even photographs and the panel work. This book is unique in that, as it doesn't contain a steady style, it always changes. Each page is unique. You can take each page, enlarge it and put it in a frame. I love the depiction of Batman in this, a dark image, something to be feared, but he is the hero of the story. On the other side we have Joker, which is one of the most frightening depictions of him, with his huge smile, his white skin. He looks like a ghost that is ready to come out of the pages onto you. I won't lie, the first time I saw him in this book, I was kinda frightened. He is just that shocking. A huge credit though has to be given to the letterer as well, Gaspar Saladino. He gave each character a unique style. Batman balloons are dark. Joker has just red scribbled words with no pattern. Amadeus has a handwritten style, and so on and so on. Also, I did love that there's an ancient Greek phrase in it, gnosis avton, that translates to learn thyself. And it's correctly written, and I have mad respect over those kind of things. Moving on, I want to say a few things about the villains and how Batman fought with them, since it was real weird to see Batman in that way. From the beginning of his journey in the asylum, we see him vulnerable, afraid and mad. He didn't want Joker to touch him, calling him a filthy degenerate. Then a ruined Two-Face who could make a decision, since they took the coin from him and gave him a tarot deck, practically ruining his personality. And we also see a sick and frail Clayface, whose leg Batman broke after he didn't want to be touched by him. There are a few more, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. All those villains reflect a part of Batman's personality and fears. From his weakness to his fear of being dirty, running away from Scarecrow, a villain that Batman has fought for countless times, and Mad Hatter that here is sitting like a caterpillar in Alice Wonderland, smoking a pipe, saying he's interested in children, particularly little blonde girls. He also calls them little shameless bitches. It is a weird twist of the character and really uncomfortable to see him saying those things. He also leaves with a simple phrase: Arkham is a looking glass, and we are you. A lot of people say that each villain of Batman symbolizes a part of him. Joker symbolizes his madness, his complete opposite. Penguin being a counterpart to Bruce Wayne and how he is rich man in a freak suit while Penguin is a freak in a rich suit, and how corrupted one can be by when being rich. Scarecrow, a person that uses fears to control others, while Batman does the same thing, and it shows how easy it is to break someone by scaring him, always reminding him not to go too far. Crocodile, being a person that abandoned his humanity, and show Batman how easy it is for someone to do so if they have a skin like that, and many, many more. The comic ends in a simple way, with a toss of a coin. But Joker says to him that Batman always is welcome to the asylum if the world outside gets too tough for him. And it ends with Two-Face quoting Alice in Wonderland, destroying the Tower of Tarot cards and leaving us with the Moon card. Another interesting thing, because the Moon in Tarot cards has a deep meaning of showing our animal side, our shadow self, a part of our unconscious mind consisting of repressed weakness, shortcomings and instincts, and the less it is embodied in our conscious life, the darker and denser it is. And that is really interesting because, as I mentioned, Batman is drawn like that. A shadow, a dark shadow that has repressed all his feelings into a figure of instinct that is one step closer to madness. But it's not only this time that we see the graphic novel playing with tarot cards and their meanings. We also see them being in the part of Joker opening the asylum, front and center, and we see both the Hanged Man and the universe. And you can see that this has a double meaning. From one side, the universe symbolizes satisfaction, fulfillment and pride, because he achieved something, and specifically Batman coming into the asylum, luring him into his trap. And we also have the Hanged Man, symbolizing a period of indecision, of postponing a big decision even if it's urgent, because you require more time to think it. Something that Joker does. Playing the Fool, something that is reflected in the universe as well, being the evolution of the Fool with the Doctor and trying to get under Batman's skin, because it shows a better outcome, making him more vulnerable and exploitable. Of course, you have so many magnificent moments in this book, like Arkham killing his mother, or finding his wife and daughter dead and eating them, and many more. This book has many things implied, and it's an amazing piece of literature and visual storytelling. But there are many times that both the creators expressed their distaste in the artwork though, since it made many symbolisms to be lost under the heavy art of McKean. That's why when Morrison announced a sequel for this book, the art will go to Chris Burnham. I am kinda saddened because I love this arc. Dark, takes many styles, changes all the time in order to say a better story, and it uses a lot of hints, and it creates many sparks for heated discussion. But, alas, this book is a must-read for Batman fans. And not only them, but for horror fans as well. It is a magnificent book with the 25th anniversary release to be the one you have to get, since it contains a lot of art and the entire script with many details or the symbolism and guidelines for the artist. I do hope that you enjoyed this video, because I enjoyed doing all this research for this one. Because Morrison's work many times has things like that in them. Because it shows how comics can be more than simple drawings in a page, and how powerful they can be. And that was it all for this episode. I'm NTG, I hope you enjoyed my review of this book, and until next time, keep reading. Thank you for watching my review. If you did enjoy, please click one of those links, videos to see another video, subscribe for videos similar to this one, and leave me a comment on what books, manga, webcomics, whatever you want me to see next. See ya!